guess it was 5 years ago in May. I was referred to a neurologist. I had leg cramps and stuff like that, and weakness in my calf that my doctor couldn't figure out. And I saw a neurologist then 5 years ago in May. From a neurologist, I was going to undergo a battery of tests. At first, I just kind of kept it to myself. And then, of course, I revealed it eventually to my wife, who was stunned, taken aback, and she, I was the sole breadwinner in the family, and I'm sure she thought, who the heck's going to take care of me, So she was surprised, and I needed to take care of some things business-wise, so I didn't want to let too many people know about it. So the circle of people who learned grew very slowly. I really didn't know much about ALS. I knew a bit. I knew it was bad news, and really what gave it away was the neurologist coming back into her office, kind of wiping tears from her eyes, right? It was kind of a bit of a strange moment. And so I went out to the parking lot and I got out my phone and looked up ALS, and it said, 2 to 5 years lifetime expectancy. No known cause, no known cure, and I was just kind of stunned. I just sat there and wondered, what the heck am I going to do now?
My dad told me in August, and I was pretty much devastated, and I feel terribly about it because when I heard the news and heard the lifespan, I started acting like he was already passed away.
My wife, Vicki, a number of years back, but when she was a mature woman, to be sure, and developed a huge network of friends in the hockey community. And when she started doing chemotherapy and things like that, they'd drop by, clean the house, plant the garden, bring food. And so a lot of the community of friends we had were coming by every week to make sure things were okay. It was just amazing, really. It was hard for us to, even get out. Hard for the kids to be motivated to cook a meal, and we had endless meals at our fingertips, which was amazing. It was hard to just take care of some daily maintenance things. And for people to come by and just say, today we're going to clean house, or today we're going to plant the garden, or today we're going to... It was something else, And then, even then, Vicki had volunteered at the kids' grade school. All of the years the kids were at school, and the grade school organization used to do a fundraiser every year for a cause, and they decided one year that they wanted to make us their cause. So they had a huge fundraiser and a huge party at St. Vincent's in Oakville, and raised a lot of money that we ended up using. We were building an addition on the house that would be, offer room for a wheelchair. A bedroom and a bathroom, and, room for a hoist to move me into bed and things like that. And it helped a ways towards helping us get the addition together. And then the hockey friends started another fundraising initiative they called BSN 24, Bobby, Shannon, Nolan. 24 being Vicki's number when she played hockey, and raised funds really to pay the kids rent while they're in school so that they could not have to work so much and come and visit dear old dad every once in a while. So just things like that, you know, were truly amazing and very humbling as well. I've never been an angry person. I've always been a fighter, but I've got something you can't fight. Through hockey, Vicki played hockey with Carrie McLean, who's Ron McLean's wife. And so Ron McLean, Hockey Night in Canada, had heard about me. And when he did the Ice Bucket Challenge and mentioned my wife Vicki and I as when he did the challenge, which was really quite nice of him. Then he challenged Don Cherry and Eric Lindros and a doctor in London in turn, you know.
Done so much work with See the Line in aid of concussions with Dr. Strong. I challenge you to take up this, and I also challenge the king of the dump-ins, Don Cherry, to take up the Ice Bucket Challenge. I also want to just mention my wife Carrie plays hockey with Vicki O'Shaughnessy, and her husband Tom is living with ALS. So, Tom, this one is for you. Obviously, you gotta do the preparation. Lift this thing. 2 bags of ice. A hockey stick, but most important, when Eric won the gold in 2002, this is Canada. We have to have a lucky loonie in the ice. Oh, please. I have the strength to lift this thing.
And some days are, you know, different, but, you know, getting up and going to bed, of course I need a ton of support. And so when I get up in the morning, there's 2 people come. I have a code to the door and they come in and essentially they hoist me out of bed and help me with my morning rituals, so to speak, and get me into this wheelchair and dress me. And if there's time, I even get a shave and a shower. And that takes 2 people an hour and a half just to get me together between one thing and another, you know. And then after that, just have a cup of coffee and, you know, read a bit, catch a bit of the news, and I can eat, but not a lot because swallowing becomes more difficult when you have ALS. And so I have a gastrointestinal tube, a GI tube, in my stomach, and a nurse comes at 10 in the morning and another one at 4 in the afternoon to basically inject a formula into my stomach directly to feed me. And so I get a fair amount of calories that way. And then during the day I have PSWs, personal support workers, come visit me, one at noon, and they help me with, you know, a portable urinal so I can go to the bathroom. And usually I take that time to get them to wash my face and comb my hair. Or another one come at 4:30 again to help me, and maybe make a cup of tea, and another one come at 6:30 to get me a smoothie. And I usually take the afternoons. In the summer, I go out every afternoon I can, and you know, last year I went down to the lake almost every afternoon. You know, this year not as much, but out on the front porch. And do a fair amount of reading and stuff. And I have friends come and visit every second day or so, either during the day or at night. Typically at night, I'm watching hockey, football, baseball, basketball, and a variety of different series, ranging from all of the Marvel and DC series through to, lots and lots of others. I never had much time for watching TV, but now I do. So that's kind of how I occupy my day. I can take care of an awful lot of things by myself, but there's limits. I mean, I can let the dog in and out. I can, turn the lights on. I can control the entire entertainment system. I can order stuff online, so do some shopping and things of that nature. So a lot of that stuff, even though I'm basically a quadriplegic. I mean, there was a lot of things go through your mind, 3 kids not quite in university, a house not paid off, and all that sort of stuff. Just the basic, things you just thought basic accomplishment. There's an ALS community, and I've avoided them because they're all dying, and I really don't want that in my life.
My dad was my first hockey coach. He coached alongside a couple others for my first 3 years playing hockey. My mom would come to every single game. At the time, I played with Nolan in the boys' league, my twin brother. So it was nice to have both my parents there supporting us, because otherwise I felt a little bit like the odd one out. So it was great to have that, and my mom continued to support me when I moved to girls hockey by volunteering to be a trainer for my team. She came out to every single game.
It's a funny thing, it's been a 5-year descent. And, you have to laugh at yourself in a way. And I wonder how many years I have left, and I figure the way things are going, I figure I've got at least 2. But I could have lots more, and so already I've beat the odds. So I look at things and I go, I want to see the kids through school. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see them, get their own lives settled and be happy and on their way.